Check it out, I'm working on this old vise here. I actually found this vise in a metal dumpster. It's a beautiful Wilton Bullet vise, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I guess there's no jaw plates, but other than that, the thing is in really good shape. So, what I'm working on is here, where the two threads hold the jaw plate on. Here and here, they take 1/4-inch bolts. Sorry, that glare is pretty aggressive. Actually, the bolts had sheared off, and I welded some 1/4-inch nuts and backed them out. So I'm going to find some new plates. I've actually found a company that makes these plates new. And this one I haven't done yet, and you can see how they just sheared off. So probably someone had given this thing a pretty hard life. As you can tell, the handle's bent. You know, this turntable is, this handle here is also bent. And I think what happened was someone had something in the vise and they were hammering up this way, and because the plates are serrated, they probably grabbed whatever they were holding really well, and I think he sheared, whoever owned this, sheared these jaw plates right out of there, sheared the bolts right off. So pretty cool. I'll show you guys whenever I get the new jaw plates on. It's a nice looking vise. This is a 4-inch wide model, 6.5-inch deep. So I made some progress on the vise. I got it all stripped down with some paint stripper and cleaned up a little bit. Looks pretty good. And I also went online on eBay and I bought some replacement jaws for this thing. Luckily for an older vise like this, these parts are still available. And as you can see, I got the bolts removed from the old jaw plates that must have snapped off. And this has been used for quite a while without any jaw plates. As you can see, it's pretty stove up. But I've got that filed down pretty smooth, and the jaw plates actually fit really nice. I've got this one installed already. So those are actually pretty good quality. Feels like they're, you know, coated with some sort of material to keep them from rusting whenever you buy them. So check it out. Cool. I've also gone ahead and I've straightened these for the swivel base, and I still have to straighten this handle here. I was going to remove that, but I don't know if they heated that up from the factory and pressed it together, but I can't really get those knobs on the end undone. They did a really nice job making these plates, whoever it was that made these things, if it's an original. I don't know if that was an original Wilton part that I ordered, or if that was someone, you know, with a machine shop making these things for these older vices. It didn't really give a lot on the description on the eBay listing. But either way, those fit really nice. That's a really good looking fit. Looks like there's a slight gap there, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that this vise has been damaged over the years because it had been used without the jaws. It's nice. Cool. It's gonna make a really nice vise. It's a little better. I think I can get that even straighter. Alright, well I got that straight enough for argument's sake. I think that's going to do just fine. So I was cleaning this vise up a little bit because I'm going to paint it. And I found a stamp of its age, 12 of 53. How cool is that? I don't know if you can see that through the camera or not, but I think that's totally cool. That thing has been around for a long time. (1953). I bet 4 generations of people have used that vise over the years. Check it out, guys. She's all cleaned up and ready for another life. Now, I know that's probably not the original color, but I had some of that industrial enamel left from another project, and I figured that is kind of a nice looking color, and I really think that will look good on that vise. Now, I may take and I might outline the Wilton with some black paint. But we'll see how fancy I get. But this vise here, I'm really glad I found it. Like I said, someone threw this out whenever I was going to a trade school. I actually was looking through the metal dumpster because they were cleaning out some of the older stuff from the building, I guess. And this is one of those things that someone just threw out. And they'd used it for a while without the jaws, the proper jaws in there. So it didn't ruin the jaws, but it really put a beating on them. So I've kind of brought it back from extinction. I mean, this thing is really cool. 1953. Imagine all the projects that this vise has held over the years. I mean, something like that, you just can't buy stuff like that today. I mean, look how nice that vise looks. I mean, that vise is from an age when they actually made an effort to make something look and last. It's like, that thing is beautiful. I mean, what a cool vise. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to go put that to use now. That vise, it just looks so cool. And the fact is, that it's from 1953, that just makes it even that much cooler. What a good looking vise. And as far as I'm concerned, all these hammer hits and everything, that just adds character to this thing. This is going to be around for another, 60-something years. So here it is all together with the jaws and everything installed. I've just got these, nuts here to put back on for the swivel base, but I just can't believe someone would throw a vise like this out. Like, someone just didn't want it. Whatever the case was, I believe because these jaws were missing and the bolts were broken off, I believe what happened was that someone had been abusing the vise and they probably sheared the jaw plates off somehow, whether they had a big hammer or who knows what could have caused the bolts to shear off. But I mean, that's just a beautiful vise. I mean, that's definitely stood the test of time. And something like that, you can't buy something like that today. I mean, you could, but you'd be spending probably, $1,000 on a vise like that. So I'm glad that they threw it out, I guess, because otherwise I would not have ended up with it. And I think that's just a gorgeous piece to add to the shop. So how cool is that? So I took a little bit of time and I tried to outline those raised castings best I could, and I think it looks pretty nice. This side didn't turn out as good, but either way, just a little extra. It's, just gonna get covered in dust and metal shavings and whatever else a vise gets used for. So but I thought, while it's here, it only takes a minute to do, and I think it turned out pretty nice.